are at Coach_Sean_Butner in order to ask questions and to make sure that, really it's just ask questions. Otherwise, you're just going to see the feed wherever you're watching this elsewhere on the social medias. So today we got 2 questions submitted from you guys that I'm really excited to answer. The first regarding health, the second one talking about dealing with negative thoughts. So if you have a question, you can always direct message me. You can go to SeanButner.com/links, and there's a little survey you can take out to qualify for asking me live on Instagram. And the whole idea is to spend 5 minutes kind of figuring out where you're at and giving you, actually coaching you. Today, we don't have anyone coming up live, so it's not going to be as rich. I can't really dig into some of the things as I might otherwise as a coach, but this is really just to help you, because as a certified high performance coach, it's it's my job to help you find more joy, confidence, and presence in your life. Regardless of what it is, help you get to that next level of productivity, help you find more success, more satisfaction, more progress in your life. So we do that through asking questions, and I thought doing this live on Instagram would be a really fun way to kind of showcase a little bit of the magic we get to do one-on-one, I get to do one-on-one with my coaching clients. So that all said, again, you could always comment below this video. I'll compile these after the live feed. But the first question we have today to get down to business is, who submitted this, said, one of my main goals is to get into better health. How can I eat healthier? So thinking about this, there's a bunch of different ways to go about it. The first thing I need to at least say out loud is, talk to your doctor, right? I am not a medical professional, but having been someone that has worked on their health for a long time, I can offer a little bit of perspective, but always consult your health professionals, because I don't want to get in trouble, number one. And 2, I don't know your individual... That was weird. I don't know your individual your situations and case and health and all that stuff, so I can talk generally, but I can't offer specific advice. So disclaimer part over. Really, without having more context on why you might not be in the best health that you'd like, is it actually food? Is it not enough exercise and movement? Is it stress? Is it something psychological where you're struggling with it? I really don't know. I can say from parts in my life where I've been not in my best health and I've gotten back into health, usually it comes down to exercise. And that's like the dirty word that nobody really wants to do. This is kind of like the no-duh thing. But, we talk about how do you move more? Are you getting out in the sun? Have you had blood work done to check your vitamin levels and stuff like that? Because sometimes if it's a food thing, it's stress eating, it's something that, trauma we haven't resolved. If that's trauma, go talk to a psychologist who's trained to deal with that. If it's stress and anxiety induced, really the question is what is stressing you out? Is it all the responsibilities you have to your family? Is it some financial stress? Is it, there's so many different ways it could be, but if it's stress, maybe instead of focusing on the nutrition part, right, it's how do we manage stress, right? Again, exercise is a really good one. I've trained for marathons. That's the best way to deal with stress. No joke. It's not for the light of heart. It's a lot of work, a lot of time. But exercise, number one, is the best way to deal with stress and stress eating, right? I've noticed too that when you start to move your body, you tend to make better decisions food-wise, because you're going to put in all that work to strengthen up, to get thinner. You're definitely going to be thinking I shouldn't eat the whole thing of cookies. Maybe I'll just have one, or maybe I'll have a salad instead. I know that's been true for me. Maybe it's true for you. But, if we're talking about stress too, so we can exercise it away. Are you getting enough sleep, right? Are you getting at least 7 hours, 7 to 9 hours of sleep if you're an adult? I think it's longer if you're younger than that. I don't know the numbers, so I won't say them off the top of my head. But sleep can be a huge impact on your stress levels. Being someone that has dealt with insomnia on and off my whole life, I can tell you that the times when you get a really solid night's sleep, the day is awesome. And when you get interrupted by work, you get interrupted by your brain or whatever keeps you up, it can really impact, one, your stress levels, two, your decision making, right? So if you're, again, like, how do I eat healthier? If you're tired, you're going to go for comfort foods, you're going to go for the easy thing versus the thing that will fuel your body going forward. So that's another way to look at it. So yeah, working out, we have, managing stress. Third thing is setting up your environment. So if you have a ton of, where was I going with that? It's completely mind blinked. So it was stress management, sleep, exercise. I completely lost it. So that's the joy of being live. I'll have to go back and watch this again. But how else can we get... It's these stupid things on the computer. I didn't turn off the notifications. It distracted me. Fixed. So, yeah. So, all right. There's that. So you want sleep. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Hydration can increase anxiety if you're not getting enough water. And those are like some of the simple things. I'm not sure what's really good. It's really going to help you. Again, without having more context, but there's a couple of things that we would generally talk about in a coaching session on, and just trying to think of different angles to attack it. Right? Is it stress? Where's the stress coming from? Is it internal? Is it relationships? Is it environmental? Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. So setting up your environment to have healthy things to eat versus the things that kind of knock you off track. If you have a big household, that could be a little bit trickier. But it's easier when you're not tempted by all the cookies because the cookies just aren't there. That's where I was going with that. Okay. So there's a couple of ideas to help you get around and how to eat healthier, how to get into better health. And again, it's, there's a bunch of different ways to attack it. Okay. Second question is, how do I deal with negative thoughts like I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, or I don't deserve this? So this is usually a mindset problem. So first thing to kind of realize is, where are these thoughts coming from? Are there things that you think about yourself because somebody else kept telling you when you were growing up? Again, this might be a good area depending on how set you are to talk to a therapist or mental health professional. But if it's, how do I, today, later today, tomorrow, not have these thoughts, it's what, without kind of addressing where the root is, where this is coming from, first off, like, you are enough, right? If you have survived here, you're good enough, you're worthy, you deserve good things in life. And, just saying that and being around people that will tell you that, I think, can be a huge help. A lot of times, these type of things are from our environment, from people telling us that. But it could be you had a tough parent growing up too, but it's tricky, right? So in the coaching, we'd say, we get to talk to you about how could you be really clear on who you are. If you are identify yourself as a loving, honest, cool person, right? You have this exercise, we talk about your 3 words. Like, what 3 words do you strive to be in your best self? And your best self is worthy. Your best self deserves the good things in life. Your best self is good enough, right? And so it's living up into that ideal sometimes, and that pursuit that can get you out of this cycle of negative thoughts. Another thing, to really, if this is another sign of anxiety, it's to just go out there and do, right? Sometimes, another name for this is analysis paralysis, where you're like, I'm not going to learn how to play guitar because I'm going to be really bad at it, right? I don't deserve to learn how to play guitar. Like, I love music, but like that's just not for me. That kind of thinking is like, just go and play, right? And be okay with it being a hot mess. Be okay with it not turning out maybe exactly the way you want, or that you're going to struggle along the way. Sometimes this could be perfectionism. Shows up as perfectionism as, if I don't nail this, right? If I don't do it correct the first time, then I'm not worthy of it. Which, if you have kids and you try to parent them on that paradigm, every time they try to walk and they fall, would you get upset with them? Or would you say, oh, pick yourself up, try again, eventually you'll get it, right? I think sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, we don't realize that we're going to stumble, and it's cliche, but we're going to stumble, we're going to fall. It might not turn out the way that we want, but it's the perseverance, right? And sometimes maybe maybe you're not worthy of it yet. It really all again depends on your circumstance, but I personally believe everyone can fight, can work, and it generally is worthy. I really have never encountered a case where that was not true. So, all right, those are 2 questions on Ask a Coach on Instagram. If you'd like to ask your own question and hear me ramble through it on a Friday show, you can go to the link in my bio and click on the button that says Ask a Coach on Instagram. You fill out little bit of information, answer 4 questions, and then you're on. And you can either do it live, or I'll just take the questions you ask and put it into a form like this. So, but I look forward to that. I really hope this served you. I think we all have had health issues in our life. We all have had these negative thoughts. And really, like, the fact that you're asking these questions, the fact that you're thinking about it, really proves that, you're going to persevere, that you are worthy of the change you want in your life, because you're working on yourself, right? And I really believe that at the end of the day, if we try our best, if we're trying to become better people, we're trying to feel better about ourselves and about the world, that, that's worthy, that's valuable, and I really respect that. So that said, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.